Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for spending your evening with me. I hope that you're safe at home with your loved ones. This is Cherry from the Greatest Digital Creatives, and I want to welcome you to day one of three of our webinars, Quarantine Edition. Today, we'll talk about simple and practical tips to pursue smart blogging goals. For those of you who are new here, welcome to the Greatest. And here I share helpful tips on content marketing, how to start a blog, and make money online while working from home. Since we're talking about content, I have Trello boards to help you create content ahead of time. So to get your free copy, simply join our Facebook group and I will put the link in the description. So without further ado, let's get started. Tip number one, decide if blogging is right for you. Just to give you a little background, I started The Greatest officially in January 2019, and the ultimate goal is to create content that attracts client work. So I am a freelancer and I offer freelance writing services, which has been my bread and butter since 2015. The thought of starting a blog came to mind because I'm tired of writing unpaid writing test samples. I figured if I have a blog, I can simply send the URL to my prospect client, and that alone would automatically tell if him or if I am fit for the job or not. Plus, I think that having a blog gave me a sense of authority. Also, it allows me to showcase my skills on writing blog posts that are SEO friendly. So, how do you decide if blogging is right for you? I encourage you to ask the following questions. Number one, can you make time to start a blogging business? Two, am I patient enough? Three, how much am I willing to spend? These are the questions I asked myself when I started. I know how hard it is to grow a personal brand and at the same time work with clients. In fact, I reached the point where I want to give up because I'm overwhelmed, because there's so much work to do. But as you can see, I'm still here, and I'm glad I made the decision to keep this moving. Besides, I am thankful, especially to those who are messaging me, asking questions about blogging, and thanking me for all the help. Knowing that there are people out there who appreciate what I do has become an inspiration to move forward. And if you're one of those people, thank you from the bottom of my heart. For me, tip number one is very important because this will help you create a solid foundation for your blog. When times get rough, and it will be, and actually we're experiencing it right now, you will always go back to why you did it in the first place. You will always go back to that time when you decided that blogging is the best option for you. Tip number two is to create actionable and realistic goals. Now that you have finally decided to say yes to start a blogging business, it's time to set goals. And by goals, I mean the ones that are actionable and realistic. Think about the future of your blog. For example, by September 2020, my blog will be getting 10,000 page views per month, so I can apply to Monometric. For those of you who don't know what Monometric is a full service ads partner to help you reach your blogging goals. It is similar to Google AdSense. They place ads on your website and they pay you based on the number of viewers your website gets per month. Similar to YouTube content creators. They they get paid based on the number of views they get every month. So, and they get paid via Google AdSense. But the difference is Monometric pays more. So if you want to know more about monometrics and the requirements on how to apply, I will also put the link in the description. So just for as an example, if this is your blogging goal, this is your ultimate blogging goal, what will you do to achieve it? Of course, you set mini goals. And some of these mini goals would be like writing one blog post per week, schedule 10 Pinterest pins every day using Tailwind, like a scheduler, and also participate in Facebook group threads to gain exposure and website traffic. Lastly, write your goals in a piece of paper, a handy dandy notebook, or use your Trello boards. It makes a lot of difference when you write it down. To me, it helps me set my goals in place. In fact, I bought a whiteboard early this year, and that is where I put my goals every week or every month. For me, writing my goals helped me set the momentum, and I feel that it's already a big step towards reaching my ultimate goals. So write it down. Tip number 3: do not publish blog posts too often. Remember that time when you started a hobby? Like, for instance, you saved your allowance to buy a guitar because you want to learn how to play more than words. Hashtag signs of aging. But hobbies are always exciting, right? It celebrates your uniqueness, that you're one of a kind, and you feel like you're on top of the world. You want to be a rock star. Most of all, you feel like you can do it for the rest of your life, and hopefully, and pray to God, you'll make money off of it. But the truth is, it's not that easy. Let us look at YouTube content creators. Some of them would hire video editors to help out with their weekly or daily uploads. Sometimes they even take years before their channel is monetized by Google AdSense. Bloggers hire content writers like me to write for them. And sometimes they even hire photographers, Pinterest managers, even virtual assistants to help them answer emails. So, starting a blogging business is a lot of work. So, if you think that you can publish every day, think again. If you can publish more often, chances are you'll be overwhelmed and your content will be compromised. For the greatest, I publish once a week. So, my blogs are usually more than 1,000 words long. Plus, I need to create social media posts, pins, do keyword research. So, publishing once a week is manageable for me. Tip number 4: get rid of bad habits. I mentioned on Facebook and Instagram that I was never a morning person. I like mornings, but I'm not the type of person who makes it a habit to wake up at 4 a.m. for a quick me time. But we all know that having bad habits is a health risk. Therefore, I took action, and in January, I started setting my alarm at 7 a.m. And now I am proud to say that I wake up at 6 with no alarms. Okay, fine. My dogs are my alarms. In fact, I got up today at 5:30 a.m. because one of my dogs is licking my forehead. I mean, who can go back to sleep with that? Anyway, getting rid of our bad habits will make you go back to tip number 1. So if you think that you have bad habits and it will be a hindrance for you to move forward with your blogging business, if you'll not do anything about it, then it's going to be a failure for you. So if you are able to acknowledge your bad habits and know that you can change, it's going to be easy to reach your blogging goals. And lastly, tip number 5 is do not be afraid to ask for help. If you've been inside this group from the get go, I owe you an apology. When I started The Greatest, again, my goals are number one, to get clients, and number two, to help fellow freelancers enhance their writing skills so they can excel in the digital marketing industry. But then I shifted from freelance writing to starting a blog. In fact, our Facebook group became an avenue for daily threads, which is intended to grow your social media following and gain website traffic. So why the shift? Number one, for two reasons. Number one, if you are a freelance writer, I don't want you to be 100% dependent on client work as your source of income. Right now, since we're all in quarantine period or in quarantine, you may notice that a lot of freelancers are being laid off because of businesses closing. And our future is uncertain. In fact, I don't know how long this is going to take. So while we have the time to generate a decent income to fulfill our needs in the present, we also have to be smart enough about what our future will be like. So for me, starting a blog will generate different income streams. In fact, my previous blog posts talk about how to earn as an affiliate. Um, and also, with creating a blog, you can sell products, physical or digital products, run ads, write sponsored posts, create membership sites, and even courses. Also, I mentioned Chelsea Clarke in one of my Facebook posts that, or she's a blogger, by the way, a blogger and an entrepreneur. She is the founder of Her Paper Route, and she creates online courses about blogging in general. In fact, there is one that is about blog flipping. When you say blog flipping, you create a blog, and let's say after 30 days, you sell it for profit. Yes. So if you're interested to venture in this kind of business, I will also put the link in the description. And second, for me, I think that if you're a freelancer and you're just creating profiles everywhere in different freelance platforms, it feels like begging for work. Um, and I must admit, it's hard to set a higher rate when you're dependent with freelance platforms. Plus, some of them are charging fees. Ask questions. I think it's part of our culture that we hate asking questions because we don't want to look stupid in front of everyone. Like when we are in school, like if the teacher asks, "Do you have any questions? Do you want anything to clarify?" And we just say, "No, none." We perfectly understand what you're saying. And then we just move on to the next topic. But the truth is, you don't understand what she was saying. Well, guess what? We're not in school anymore. No one is grading you. So ask questions. Know what kind of help you need. And to wrap up this video, I want you to know that The Greatest is not just a blog. It's a support group. So if you're not getting support from people around you, know that The Greatest is here. But I don't want you to be stuck in the learning phase. So our tagline is you learn, apply, and then you monetize. And I hope you do the same. And that's about it. Thanks for stopping by. Tomorrow, day 2 of our webinars, Quarantine Edition, we'll talk about inspiration during uncertain times, where to get inspiration, and how to take action after being inspired. Take care and good night. See you tomorrow.